This is the Lauda ensemble. Lauda is a remarkable experiment mixing experienced Shallaway singers with singers who may struggle with standing still or who are hypersensitive to sounds, and a few who find communication extremely difficult. Many Lauda singers have never stood on stage in front of an audience. They have 10 weeks to learn their parts and figure out how to be in a choir.
Over the last 4 or 5 years, there have been kids that have been coming to audition for Shallaway who were phenomenal musicians, but it was obvious that they probably would have a really difficult time in what we would call a normal choir setting, which is 2 or 3 hours with, not too many breaks, having to stand up perfectly straight. And Shallaway is about the kids, it's about the community, and there's no reason why we shouldn't be looking to do something so that all kids can be included in that Shallaway experience.
Peter Warburton hopes his son Jimmy will be challenged by Lauda and make friends.
We know there are very high expectations. You have to be ready to rehearse, you have to be ready to come in, because kids are actually, I think, more than willing to be challenged by things like that. And I think Lauda is going to be showing the way to, I think, probably choirs across the country and maybe around the world that you can do this.
Charlotte Doyle wants to be a pop star. She's grown up watching her big sister with Shallaway. Charlotte's mom, Lisa, is thrilled that Lauda gives Charlotte a chance to share that stage.
And twice as excited when I figured out how they were going to do it, because I knew Sophie could go with her. This has the opportunity to change her life, and she is really, really proud of herself. She's in her element,
Jimmy's mother, Jen Adams, says it's not just the kids. Everyone involved in Lauda is on a steep learning curve. The directors, the music therapists, and the parents.
I realized that every word that we had a judgment attached to it. And so our hope was that with the existing Shallaway choristers and with some of the neuroatypical kids, that together they would learn from each other.
Amanda Davis is a grade 10 student. She's one of the Shallaway kids who volunteered to help with Lauda.
In 10 weeks, I learned patience and understanding. You feel like you're a family, and it's amazing, honestly, it really is.
Tonight is Lauda's big debut. After only 10 rehearsals, there are 1,000 people waiting in the audience.
The sound that's coming from these kids, and these kids who have been undervalued in their schools and their communities. They're loved by their families, they're loved by their friends, but it's hard often for them to make friends or keep friends, and there's sometimes a strangeness about them that the kids don't quite understand.
This is the sound of voices too.
Parents need to see kids who think that our kids are as important and equal as these other kids are.
This is the sound of voices three, singing together in harmony.
It's exceptional what these kids can do when we all come together. So, I can't imagine it having been more of a positive experience. And it's opened my mind to that entire world of, looking at every single child as being differently abled, and the idea of teaching kids, for to their strengths.
The 10-week Lauda experiment ended with that moving performance. Shallaway hopes to keep the ensemble going in the future. For CBC, I'm Angela Antle in St. John's.